Like I say to Germany, like I say, Germany swore allegiance to me. I said, I mean, many people nowadays are like, make them swear allegiance to you. A long time ago, I basically said, I'll help you, but you have to swear allegiance to me. So, um, and Germany was like, yes, sir, we swear allegiance to you. I was like, okay, cool. All right, about that. All right, let's do this. And so they got aircraft and all that other kind of stuff, and everything was proceeding fine. Like I said, many groups have sworn allegiance to me, and before that, I was just creator to them, and they knew it. So it's like, yeah, I'm your creator. Hi, how's it going? And so they were like just doing things for me basically and stuff like that. And then later on, I was like, things started getting a little weird. Like I said, there was a lot of human rights violations, a lot of other questions of rape and stuff like that, and that's when I said, all right, if we're going to continue doing this, if I'm going to actually, I think that was when I said, look, I'm only going to lead you if you swear allegiance to me. Otherwise, I'm not going to lead you. I'm not going to be a part of this. And Germany was like, we swear allegiance. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. And that's what all the videos and the recordings of them swearing allegiance. Well, they were kind of swearing allegiance to Hitler, I suppose, maybe. Anyway, though, but they were really swearing allegiance to me because that's when, because I asked them. I was like, well, make sure they swear allegiance to me. So they did. And maybe the American government was like, well, we know. Like I say, even the American government, when they say I swear allegiance to they're swearing allegiance to the flag. But realistically, it's, I was getting a little weird, because people kept swearing allegiance, and then Hitler would be, it's like, well, Hitler's supposed to swear allegiance to me too, as being part of. Anyway, though, it's kind of silly because it's like, well, I mean, anyway, though, but I used to ask for people, for groups to swear allegiance to me, and then everything would be, I'd help them or whatever. Basically, just invent for them or help them with my other groups because it's like, well, I'm not going to help a group that's going to run wild and do whatever they want. I'm only going to help a group that's going to basically be a part of civilization and part of, I'll make laws and rules and guide people, but only if they promise to do everything that I asked. Which is basically, because I didn't want any war, I didn't want any problems. Like I say, I wanted compliance. Like, as in, no raping, no mass killing, no any of the bad stuff. And possibly no lying. Or limited lying, basically. So, anyways, Germany swore allegiance to me, and they were like, we're cool with it. And then later on, they got to the future at some point, and they're like, oh yeah, he's a creator. And I was like, oh yeah, you found out finally. Cool. Usually it was a surprise that my races or my humans, that I was actually their creator as well. It was supposed to be a wonderful surprise, like, oh yeah, your creator is still with you, or still around. But anyway, though, like I say, Kennedy, Rodney, someone decided to kill me, and blah blah blah. So, whatever. It's like, whatever. Anyway, but that's what all the logbooks are about and everything else like that. Like I say, Unit 731 or whatever, the Chinese, whatever. I mean, anything. Well, there was a problem of who was giving them orders exactly. They were supposed to be paying attention to me and doing what I wanted, which is basically, only the right things. Like I said, they created flea bombs for fleas. And yet there's all these allegations of human rights abuses and even possibly being war crimes. And it's like, I'm pretty sure not. I'm pretty sure I saw the video and I know what they did. And what they did was basically everything that I asked, which was, I mean, there was a plague going on. There was a disease that was hopping, using fleas. It hopped between patients before they went to the hospital. So that was a problem. There was all kinds of problems, and that's why I asked, like, the Germans and even the Chinese to swear allegiance to me, and even America is supposed to be swearing allegiance to me as a creator, as an inventor, as someone that's taking part in their civilization. So, or was. until they killed me or tried to lobotomize me. Anyway, yeah. So, an inventor of flight and stuff. So anyway, like I said, there's a plot to kill me or a plot to do something with me, and just pretty bad. So anyway, probably because Nixon and Kennedy and everyone else was like, well, we have the control of the media. We control the film. We can do whatever we want. And it's like, well, you can try. Anyway, yeah, so... Anyway, there's all that. Anyway, that's what all the swearing allegiance to the flag is. Swearing allegiance, Germany swearing allegiance to their leader. Anyway, it usually wasn't a problem. I usually didn't have to ask my life forms to swear allegiance. But, there were some problems of what was going on. Like I say, I didn't want any human rights violations. I didn't want people, cutting off of people's skull caps and then slicing on them to find out where memory was. Remember the time when you were 12. Okay, now try and repeat. Remembering the time when you were 12. And they actually did that. That was a horrible thing. And then they realized that memory is stored in 2 different locations, which is a very scary thing to think that they actually sliced on people's heads long enough to figure out that there's short-term and long-term memory and where it is. So, yeah, somebody did a lot of human rights abuses. And when I found out about it, I was rather shocked and appalled and very upset to find out that they had been cutting on people to find out short-term and long-term memory or whatever. Anyway, somebody was very bad. Like I said, no, we're not going to do it that way. So I refused to do it that way. That's not real medicine. That's just being sloppy or something. I was like, no, we're not doing it that way. We'll find a different way to figure out where memory is stored. So we don't have to do that. So anyway, yeah. There were human rights violations. Certain people were cutting corners or doing this or doing that. And like I said, technology, we'll find a different way to figure out where memory is stored and how the mind works. Which we have. Like I said, too, a lot of people, some people back in time and space didn't really trust me exactly or didn't know that I was absolutely right or that I was right about everything. And it actually took them 50 years, and they're like, okay, we see that you're right. We see that you're telling us the truth, and so we're going to go with you. We're going to do this. So anyway, and then we began again. So, it's kind of different and strange and goes into the creation of America and all kinds of things. So, anyway, and the fact that I was perfectly right about just about everything. Anyway, yeah. So, and then we get to a point, and some people don't really realize that there's all kinds of records and log books and all that stuff, and then they do something, and they scramble really hard to try and cover it up, and it's like, well, just because the people are dead doesn't mean their life wasn't recorded about. Like I said, lots of people said things about Germany, said things about Hitler, said things about life in Germany, and then there's all these record books and log books that come out that live past when the people lived. Some of those log books end when the people are 30 years old. So, and their log books lasted longer than they did. So, and so did the films. Some people thought it was just film that was recording history. And it's like, no, there were written accounts everywhere. Hundreds of them, thousands of them, millions really, for a great big span of time. So, anyway, somebody figured out that they couldn't just use the media to write what, change the future or write about or change the past. It's like, no, there's too much evidence. There's too much of everything. There's even Sanskrit on tombs. So there is no real confusing the future or anything like that. At least not without burning a whole bunch of logbooks and records. Even the records, it's possible that the records of China were burnt, but not the ones of Japan. So, and there's also American records as well.